All right. Now, profiles, parametric profiles are available for walls, beams, and columns. The flexibility of this parametric profile is basically unlimited, because you can turn some of the edges in your profile, assign some modifiers. We'll take a look how that works, and using the same profile create many different configurations. That could be pretty cool. Let's take a look how this could be applied in a practical exercise. So if we go here, let's say we have these 3 columns. These 3 columns have been created using the same profile. So I will just create a copy of this one right here. And now take a look what I could do. So first I could click on this parametric edge and move that here, turn that back. Now I could change, there you go. And now it takes a bit. And to finish, let's offset these ones as well. Pretty quickly, just by offsetting parametric edges, we got to change the same profile into many different configurations. Now, before we'll have to create, in this case, 3 different profiles, but now just using one profile with parametric edges, we can move some edges and have these different configurations. So that could be very handy. Let's take a look how these edges can be linked. So an edge can be linked to a node, to a fixed location, and to another edge. Let's go to this exercise. So the first exercise that we'll do together is assign some modifiers to these beam edges. So first, select the beam, right click on it, and go to Edit Selected Composite Profile. Here, let's go to the Modifiers tab and click in New Modifier. Let's type the first modifier. It will be called Base Depth. We'll go OK. And when you create a modifier, the first thing you have to do is select the edge. So I will select this edge and I will link it with this node right here, the bottom right node. When you click it, you will get this dimension, and let's just move it and place it here. Great. Now this edge has a modifier assigned to it, and this arrow pointing up will define something. Let's take a look. So now if I click here in the plus and minus icon, I can add another edge to this modifier. So click here in add, and now click on this edge right here. The first click you define the edge, and the second click you define towards what direction the arrow is pointing. Now, if these two arrows are pointing toward the same direction, when I move one of the edges, the other edge will move towards the same direction. But if the arrows are pointing in opposite directions, when I move one edge up, for example, this edge will be moved down. So let's make sure both our arrows are pointing toward the same direction. So second click this way, and that's done. Our first modifier has been created. Now let's create a second modifier. So let's click in new modifier, and now let's type web thickness. Yeah, go OK, and now let's select this edge right here, and let's link it to this other edge right here. We'll get this dimension, and let's just place it here. There we go. That modifier is done. Now let's click in add new modifier, and let's add our third and final modifier that will be named girder thick. Click OK, and now the first edge that we will select is this one right here, and we will link it with this edge here on the top. Make sure the dimension line is vertical, and when you got it vertical, click and then place the dimension arrow here. Now we want to link this edge with this one right here. So first let's click in the plus and minus icon. Let's click on this edge. First click to select it, second click to place the arrow. Let's make sure they are both pointing towards the same direction. And now we need to get rid of this edge. So here, select again the plus and minus icon, and now click on the top edge. It will turn to red. Click on it and you will take it out of the modifier. Great. Now that's done. Let's click apply and close the profile manager. Now in this 3D you can click on, you will see that the edges that have parameters or modifiers assigned to them, now they turn blue. So if you click in one of them, for example this one, and in the pet palette select the option offset edge, now you will see that you can modify it. Same with the web, and pretty quickly we can have a very different profile. So let's make a more realistic one, something like this. There we go. Pretty cool, eh? Now let's do this in a wall. Let's go to our wall right here in the 3D. It has already been drawn. So this right here is a wall that has been created using a profile. So now if we click on the wall, right click on it and go to edit selected composite profile. Now let's add some modifiers. Let's click in add a new modifier, and the name of the first modifier will be top of wall. Go OK. Now the first the edge that we will select is this one right here, the one on top. So let's zoom in this area, click in this edge, and let's link this edge with this node right here. Let's place the dimension here, and now let's add some edges to this modifier. So we will click on the plus and minus icon, click on this top edge, make sure the arrow point is pointing towards the same direction, and now let's add another one, and let's add this edge right here, the top edge of our air cavity. Again, arrow pointing towards the same direction. There we go. Let's add a new one. So this modifier is done. Let's add a new one. This one will be named bottom of wall. Click OK, and now let's go to the bottom of our wall and let's select this edge right here, and let's link it to the same node that we selected for our first modifier. Now the dimension will be 0, and let's place it right here to be aligned with the other dimension. Now let's add some other edges. Let's add the bottom edge of the finished skin and the bottom edge of the air cavity. Again, take a look how the arrows are pointing towards the same direction, and this modifier is done. Let's click in new modifier right here to add our third and final modifier. This one will be named tile height. Go OK, and now let's go to the top here and let's select the top edge of our tile skin, and let's link it with the same node that we have used for the previous modifier. Click here and place the dimension someplace here. Great. Now this one is done. So, oh, I made a mistake. I will do it again because I want, oh no, that's fine, sorry. So perfect, that's done. So now let's click apply and close the profile manager. Great. Now we can either select the profile and do the same that we did with the beam. So click here and change that in the 3D, or we can do a cooler thing. If we go to the info box, if you scroll to the profile modifiers, here you have your 3 modifiers with the height. So now you can change that here. So our top of the wall, let's make it 2500, and our tile height, let's make it 300. So now we have this little tile skirting, pretty cool. And we can also change this skin right here. So if bottom of the wall we type 300, Now we have this new configuration, pretty cool. And let's move to the next one. So parametric profile information is also linked with labels. So if I was to modify this, the web of this profile, if I change the size, the label will update. Pretty cool. Also, you can use the modifiers for furniture creation. So if we take a look into this model, we use profiles to create these desks right here, and use modifiers to change this furniture. So pretty quickly I could select this profile, click on the parametric edges, select offset, change the way it looks. I can do the same here. So if I select this profile and I click on this blue edge, remember now the edges that are parametric are blue. And now I can pretty quickly do something like this. And also it applies to, let's take a look how we could play with this profile right here. We can take it down, change the position of the cushion, or again have something like this. Pretty cool.